For Jonathan Elias.
How we doing, Boston Comedy Festival?
Unbelievable.
Oh, unbelievable. I hope we're all staying safe right now. 2020 second wave is here, right? Everyone's talking about it. And there's a little discussion that's going around the United States, and they're asking, did the US handle this pandemic appropriately? And I guess the one thing I should say is, if we're going to look to see if we handled it appropriately, we got to look into our past, see what we've done, right? So I think we're making progress because back in the day, in the 1950s, there was a disease that was running so rampant that just being next to each other would pass it on, right? And they weren't using masks or social distancing. In fact, the cure was to create a vaccination, hand it to our children, and then have them pass it around. And in case you haven't caught on, folks, I'm talking cooties. Very serious stuff. And we gave them the vaccination. And they have no medical expertise or knowledge, right? None of them ever passed the boards exam. Like the closest thing to have is the game operation. And spoiler alert, your children suck at that game, right? So really to practice what they know, best case scenario, someone has to collapse exclusively with butterflies in the stomach, right? And unless their treatment consists of very tiny tweezers and a steady hand, that person's dead and they'll try again later, Oh yeah, we gave them the vaccination. We told them to go hand it out, and it's very intricate. I don't know if any of you remember it, right? It's 3 parts, it's 3 shots, right? First one gets the medication into the body. You all remember this one, right? It's circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you got the cootie shot, right? There's the second one that goes from the point of injection to the rest of the system, right? That goes circle, circle, square, square. Now you got it everywhere. And then there's a third one, and this one seems to be the most important one. This is the booster shot. It's the one that makes it last. And this one goes circle, circle, knife, knife. Now you got it all your life. And here's the thing, the supply on the knife is really low because not all kids are able to give it out, right? Only the coolest kids and the Latino community can knife. And it's expensive. These kids don't have insurance. That's straight out of pocket cost. Do you know how many fruit by the foot a kid needs to save up to get a knife these days? It's like, who profited, right? Is it General Mills or Big Pharma? Nobody knows, right? What a conspiracy. We should look into that next. But I got to give it to us, we've made significant technological advancements. We have this vaccine coming out. It's a little over a year, but it's coming out. We're cool with it. And it's just so crazy to think about humanity and how far we've come with our technology, right? Think about that. In the past century, we've cured diseases. We're having an entire festival over the computer. That's fucking interesting. I love that. And, hell, we even put a man on the moon, like allegedly. And it just bothers me a little bit that we've come so far with our tech, but the one thing we have yet to perfect is the ability to autocorrect on our phones. I don't know if anyone here has ever had an issue with that, right? It's crazy to think about because we could literally swap the faces of a baby and a doorknob, but we can't autocorrect on our phones properly, right? And the thing about autocorrect is it only takes one word to mess up to just completely ruin your reputation, right? I'll give you an example. Buddy of mine, he was going through a real tough time, puts us all in a group chat. We all give him words of encouragement because we're good friends. And towards the end of the conversation, he hits us with this text. He goes, dudes, I am just so thankful for all of my herpes. Which I said, really? All of them? Because 1 in 5 people might disagree. He said, oops, autocorrect. I meant homies. But folks, the damage is already done, you see, because I know how autocorrect works, right? Autocorrect works by taking uncommon phrases and misspelled words and replaces them with words that you use more often. So it turns out my buddy has been using the word herpes way more than he has ever called us homies. Right? So I called him out on it. He asked me to go to lunch the next day so we could discuss it, right? He starts to break down when I get there. And I had to think on my feet. I have my best friend sitting and just losing it in front of me. So I did what any good friend would do in that situation, okay? I took his hand I looked them dead in the eyes, and I took a really deep breath, and I said, circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you got the herpes. Anyway, Boston Comedy Festival, it's been a pleasure. Hope you all have a great night. Have a good one.
Jonathan Elias.